All right, it looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Meteorologist Andrew Pineiro with another weather podcast video for this week. So, this week we're going to have a couple different topics. You might have noticed it's pretty warm outside. We are seeing the warm weather continue into the region for the rest of today and tomorrow. But will we have that warm stay? And we will see a little bit of rain, but will we see any more snow coming up? I'll have all that coming up in just a bit. But first, I do want to say it is getting into January, and what do we normally expect for January? Well, definitely not 50 degrees. The average temperature, depending on where you are, ranges right around the upper 30s to the low 40s. If you get a little bit further north into the Catskill regions, it's going to be a little bit colder, but definitely not where we were today. Right now, it looks like it's at 45 degrees. I did see a 52-degree reading today in the lower Hudson Valley, but we are seeing these warm temperatures last just a little bit, and I'm going to show you where it's going to be coming from a little bit later on. But first, we are seeing a little bit of rain on the way. So this is the rain I am talking about. Right now, it looks like it's just in West Virginia area, going a little bit further west, and it's all part of a pretty big system that we're seeing. It's extending all the way out to the Great Lakes region, going into right around the Delmarva area, where we are going to start to see this precipitation go up. It's just now entering into New Jersey, but then it's going to come up more so into North New Jersey, Long Island, Lower Hudson Valley, and Connecticut. We're going to see this continuing overnight. This is the biggest thing we're going to see overnight with the precipitation. It's not really going to be all day tomorrow, so I'm going to show you a few of these forecast models. The one big one that we always see on TV is called the Futurecast. This one is showing, it's pretty, validation is one thing we take a look at. So if we look at the radar right now, and then we take a look at the forecast model, they look pretty close. So that means this has been initiated and it started properly. So we're going to continue to see if this validation of the model run was pretty good. But initially, it's starting to look pretty good. We're going to now roll a little bit on the Futurecast here. And we're seeing that right now this is 7, 8, 9. About 10 o'clock, we're starting to see some showers out there. Maybe some periods of rain overnight. But then when we go into about, this is 7:30 in the morning, a little bit of a break, but then we have some clouds and some more very brief showers, maybe another period of rain going into Thursday evening. Now if we switch to one other forecast model, the NAM. This was one of the American models, and it's showing that same kind of scenario where we take a look at the radar, and then we take a look at the NAM. It's right around this area. It's showing that bulk of the precipitation. And then when we roll on the NAM here, if you notice, it's not entirely the same because the NAM doesn't operate at the same frequency, I should say, with hourly readings versus 3-hourly readings. And then when we go into some of the other long-range models like the GFS and the Euro, that goes every 6 hours, and then further out you get to every 12 hours. So for right now, it's showing about the same story. Overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, some periods of rain. Showers lingering in the morning, but then we're going to have a little bit of more precipitation. This one's not really showing too much more until we get to, actually it all disappears right there. So that's the NAM. And now we take a look at the GEM, this one. This one's the Canadian model. This is one I don't really look at too often, but just out of curiosity, I wanted to see what it looked like today. It's not as, I should say the initiation of it wasn't as good. So if we look at where the bulk of this precipitation is, say right around Ohio, and if we look at the radar, it's actually a little bit behind where it should be at right now. Yeah, there is some stuff in Ohio area over there, but we are seeing right in our area, it's extending more than what this Canadian gem was showing. So this is one that I probably wouldn't look at too often just because it's initialized not too well. But it's showing roughly the same story. Some periods of rain overnight tonight, and then some showers turning into just some sprinkles and then clearing out for Friday. Now we're looking at the European forecast model. And we're seeing on the European model about the same thing. And if you notice, the showers are extending a little bit more into our area, and we're not really into our area, but a little bit further east, and that's kind of matching up with the live radar. But we want to see if this is going to agree with any of the other forecast models. The Euro is not really looking like the live radar right now, but it's showing the same kind of story. We're seeing these overnight periods of rain going into some showers. Why did that? There we go. It froze on me. So we're seeing these periods of rain going into some showers, and then the showers start to dissipate Thursday night, and then Friday looks pretty clear. But if you notice a couple of these models, right there, those blue lines, I got my laser pointer, those blue lines there, that's cold air coming back in. We're not going to be in the 50s for too much more. Just it looks like tomorrow. And now one last one, the GFS. So this is showing it didn't initialize as good as some of the other ones, more so the RPM, the Futurecast model. So if we look at the live radar, it's showing right now that the precipitation is just barely entering South New Jersey. But on the GFS, it does have that same thing too. So this looks like it initialized fairly well. And now let's see what happens when this runs. Periods of rain overnight. Same story it looks like. And then we're going to see turning into some showers. This is showing a little bit more intense going into the afternoon. So I'm going to call it showers for tomorrow. And then it's breaking up. Then going into Friday, it looks fairly dry. It does show some precipitation around our area, but not really in our area. And this thick line right here, that's the 540 decameter thickness line. I was talking about that a little bit last week. The thickness of it gets a little bit in depth with meteorology. I'm not really going to go too far into that. But for right now, you could kind of think of it as the freezing line. So anything north of this in the blue is showing colder than freezing point, and anything south is warmer than freezing point. So it looks like we're going to have some cold returning going into the weekend, but let's see. There's a little bit of precipitation here. Looks like Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, not really too far north, really just the southern half of New Jersey. That's what the GFS was showing if we take a look at the Euro. And it's actually going up a little bit more. So this is showing Saturday night, about 1 in the morning, and then the Canadian model. And this doesn't really show too much. It shows the precipitation mostly right around that freezing point there. And nothing really going up into North New Jersey, Long Island, or Connecticut, Lower Hudson Valley. And let's take a look now at the NAM, and this is showing about the same thing with the cold coming in, but the cold goes the freezing line there, the 540 decameter thickness line, goes a little bit further south. But the precipitation gets up a little bit more, and then the 540 line comes up a bit more. So it looks like there is a very slight chance of just some brief snow. Nothing really too much, it looks like. And then when we take now a look at, wrong one. That's the end of that forecast model. And then, the Futurecast doesn't go out that far. So it looks like maybe Saturday night we'll see some snow showery activity. Nothing too much. Maybe another little coating in some untreated areas, grassy areas, anything like that. And then, one second. My phone was beeping. Alright, so going back into here, the European model, we are going to see a little bit further length on the European and the GFS model. So let's see what happens going into next week a little bit. So Monday doesn't look too bad. Still cold out there, but some areas in Jersey can see some brief showers. It looks like Monday afternoon. Nothing too much to worry about. Going beyond that, big surge in warmth. If you see these red lines right there, that is all the warm air coming back up. And this is called a ridge because it kind of looks like a ridge or a hill. This is what's bringing in some warm air. And let's see if the GFS has that same kind of thing going on. Yeah, it does show this little bit of a ridge or a hill coming in, bringing in the warm air from the south. And then it looks like we're having some showers on Wednesday night. And then the Euro was saying about the same thing. Actually, the Euro's a little bit faster. Bring in some of these showers on Tuesday, going into Wednesday, lasting through Wednesday night into Thursday. So the middle of next week looks like we can have some regular rain showers, but those temperatures do look like they seem to moderate a little bit. So it looks like we're just a recap of everything. We're going to have some snow showers coming in this weekend, but at least for tomorrow, it's going to be warm still, or I should say mild. Temperatures in the 50s with some periods of rain overnight tonight into tomorrow, then some showers going on into the, I'd say, the first half of the day. Friday looks pretty good, but then the temperatures start dropping back into the weekend. Saturday night, I don't really think there's anything too much to worry about. Some of the models weren't even showing anything. Some models are saying it's going to be very light snow, so nothing too much to worry about with that. But I will keep you guys updated on all that weather forecast coming up this weekend. Then going into next week, we do have that ridge or the warm air coming back up from the south that's going to be bringing more milder temperatures again, upper 40s to maybe near 50, and we're just going to have some regular rain showers or periods of rain for middle of next week. So this is meteorologist Andrew Pineiro with another weather podcast for this week. Stay tuned and I'll keep you updated if we do see any more snow showers coming up for this weekend. Have a great night, everyone, and stay safe out there.